So in continuation, we look at the education sector as the first policy under our table. So we look at the education, I'll mix it with the health sector. So education has been allocated a total amount of 81 billion kwacha. Now, there's a free education policy. So 2.3 billion kwacha has been allocated to work to service the purpose of free education. Grant schools, different schools will be given grants, just like they've been given for the last 3 years. Apart from that, government also seeks uh, to complete the 58 hostels across the country. When you go to UNZA, CBU, they'll tell you to say they've one problem in common accommodation. So government seeks to uh, put in place to build hostels so that people can be accommodated. Apart from that, government also is implementing a new curriculum, the 2023 framework. In this one, they've allocated a 150 million kwacha. Now, why is education so dear to my heart? Education serves it serves a huge purpose in as far as uh, improving an economy. It's at the center of the economy. For example, the proposed framework in as far as education is more skill oriented, of which we need to be productive as a country. I support foundational learning. If at all a child at a very tender age in their preschool can be taught how to be productive, how to perfect a skill in a certain sector, by come 10 years from now, we'll be at a very different level. Because if we nurture the young ones, we are nurturing a strong future. We lay a foundation, then we'll have a strong and reliable economy. Same applies to the health sector. We depend on health. So if 23 billion kwacha has been allocated, that's a step in the right direction. Most stores are complaining about medicine. Of course, corruption should be rooted out, but if at all everything, all factors held constant, we implement that 23 billion kwacha very well. We might have drugs in the hospital. We might also have the increased members of staff so that it reduces the work burden on some specialized health personnel. He can add on a little bit.
Right. So my main concern on the health and education sector is actually the demand pull inflation. So let's put in a scenario where a lot of people are employed, nurses are employed, doctors are employed, teachers are employed. Aside from that, we go to the military section, police people are employed, soldiers are employed. There's one thing I'm concerned about, which is the demand pull inflation. All these people will be employed. Hence, the first thing that will come after 2 or 3 years of working will be what? Let me get a loan and buy a car. Let me get a loan and maybe buy a luxury thing. So now that it simply means that more demand will be there compared to production, because then most of the people there, if you employ 3,000 of soldiers and you employ 1,000 of teachers and 500 of nurses and doctors, it simply means that we have about 4,000 people that are employed without no production. It simply means that the moment they feel like depressed and feel like buying something, let me say a car, it simply means that they'll borrow more and purchase something that is also non-productive. That simply means that there will be now more demand and less production of all those things, because people are borrowing not for production but for luxury and consumption, hence bring about demand pull. So if government maybe might find a solution to that, or might be put up a financial inclusive where they'll put borrowing to important sectors such as production, such as manufacturing, such as anything that's bringing us more income, I would be glad. Otherwise, if more people are employed for non-production sectors, it simply means that there's a chance of demand pull inflation again coming. Now we are facing a supply push inflation, but then now it will be now a demand pull inflation.